Alright folks, it's getting about supper time around here, and this evening I'm going to be frying some chicken, and it's not going to be regular fried chicken. I'm going to make it Nashville hot chicken style, and I've got two fairly small chicken thighs that has been marinating in the refrigerator in some buttermilk, some hot sauce, some salt-free Cajun seasoning, and some Cajun seasoning that contains salt. And it's been in there all night and all day today. So I'm going to bread these up, and I'm going to double bread them. So it's already wet. I'm going to go dry, wet, dry, and I'm going to put it on this cooling rack over here and let it set for about 20 minutes so that breading really sets up. And I'm going to use the marinade as the bath. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to whoop me an egg up in there for the second dip. And I don't know if egg makes any difference or not. It may not amount to nothing, but I always use an egg, and it always seems to work for me, so I'm going to keep using egg. Get these in here and get them breaded up. I love me some chicken. And I definitely love Nashville hot chicken. And the only difference with cooking Nashville hot chicken and regular fried chicken is there is a finishing sauce that goes on here after you're done frying it. And we're going to make that up too. And there's several different ways people make it. I've got my own way, and I like it. Get that batted up real good. Now these are skin on, and they came with a bone in them, but I debone them. Sometimes I just don't feel like eating around a bone, so I take a bone out. And it's messy, but it is what it is. You want some good chicken, you gotta make a mess. And this is regular old all-purpose flour, and I don't have nothing in it. There's no salt or anything in it. Now if I was just making regular chicken, you know, I'd have put some herbs and spices in this flour, but you know, I'm gonna be pouring something on it here after it's done that you ain't gonna be able to taste no seasonings in this flour anyway. That looks pretty good. We'll just let that set for a little while there, and let that batter soak up and set real good so nothing falling off when it hits this grease. Alright, be back shortly. Folks, I'm going to put together this finishing sauce for this Nashville hot fried chicken. And there's a couple of different ways folks do it. Some people just use the grease they fried their chicken in. I actually make my own out of some lard and butter. The idea is the fat's just a carrier for the seasoning. The fat gonna run off of it, well, most of it. It'll drip off of it. So for the small amount that I'm doing here, I'm gonna try to end up with about a 1/4 to a 1/3 cup of flavored oil. And to do that, I'm going to do about, I guess that's about 2 tablespoons of butter right there. And an equal amount of lard. We're gonna let that melt down. And the seasonings that go in that oil emulsion, I got right here, it's already mixed up. And what I use is 2 tablespoons of cayenne, a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of brown sugar, and a half teaspoon each of onion powder and smoked paprika. Now, if you don't have smoked paprika, just leave it out, because you ain't going to be able to tell any paprikas in there with all this other stuff. But the smoked paprika just gives it a little bit of a smoky flavor. There's also about a half teaspoon of garlic powder in there. And once this melts, I mean, there's a lot of oil emulsion right here. I mean, I'm only doing 2 little thighs. This is enough for about 6, 7, 8 pieces of chicken. And I think that's probably actually a little bit too much oil. Let me see if I can get some of that out of there without burning the kitchen down. Knock that back just a little bit there. Alright. And I tell you what, when you're frying and cooking with fats like this over an open flame, you gotta be careful. That sucker will come up on you real quick. Alright, that's getting pretty hot. Now you'll start seeing the milk solids float to the top. And I hear people talk about using butter for this, and they talk about burnt milk solids. You just see what I'm fixing to put in here? Ain't nobody gonna taste a burnt milk solid. So don't worry about that. Just let that good and hot. Cut that fire down a little bit. And we're gonna add these seasonings. Now, get you a whip and get that in there. Now, this turns into napalm, so don't let it pop on you. It ain't as bad as a roux, but it'll still burn you up. Alright. Now just let that go, and that foam eventually will go away. And once that happens, it's going to be ready. And all you do is once that chicken's fried up, you can pour it over the chicken, you can brush it over the chicken. If you got a big enough pot of this stuff, you can just dump the whole chicken in there. That's what they do at the restaurants. Now, that's got 2 tablespoons of cayenne in it. You can add more cayenne if you want it hotter. But been in my experience, I put 5, 6, 8 tablespoons of cayenne in there, and it really didn't make much of a difference. Cayenne's only gonna get so hot. If you want some real hot chicken, you gotta start buying some pepper oils and stuff like that. Cayenne just ain't gonna run you out of town. Now don't get me wrong, it's hot, but some people like stuff scorching hot, and you're just not gonna get that out of cayenne, dried cayenne pepper. Alright, so this chicken's still over here on the cooling rack, and it's doing this thing. I'm gonna give that a few more minutes, and then daggum camera about fell, and then we'll fry his chicken up. Alright folks, I got the cast iron here heating up, and I think it's probably getting pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and test. One thing you don't want to do is drop your chicken into oil that ain't hot enough, and that right there looks just about right. Of course, the temperature's going to drop on it once you put the chicken in there. And this ain't going to take too long, because Those ain't very thick and there ain't no bone in there. So I'm gonna let them fry up a few minutes on that side, and then I'm gonna flip them over and hit the other side. And in the meantime, I'm gonna clean up this cooling rack because I'm gonna have to use it. Put this chicken on when it's done frying. I got two of them and I can't find the other one. There's always something aggravating you every time you get ready to cook. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Got this chicken thighs, they frying up real nice. I'm gonna flip that bad boy over. Oh yeah. Looking pretty good. And I usually use a little bit less oil than that. I like shallow frying chicken. It seems like when what's up above the oil dries out and cools off, and then when you flip it, it's almost like a twice frying effect. But I put a little too much oil in there. But it'll be alright. We'll let that go. Be back in a few minutes. I done flipped that chicken again. I'm just gonna do a real quick temp check here. And I'm telling you, don't fool around with chicken. Make sure it's done. Looks like we're about 152, so it's got a few more minutes to go. We'll be back. I flipped it again. Do a little check here. See what we're looking like. Yeah. Still ain't where it needs to be. About 150 right there. We'll let it keep going. This is good looking chicken. Boy, I tell you, it sure smells good. Back shortly. I just temped it, and this is 170 and climbing. It's going to cook a little bit more. Sitting over here on this rack. That's some crispy chicken right there. Alright, let me move this grease and put it in the oven. And I did find my other cooling rack. It was hiding in plain sight in the bottom drawer of the oven. I'm going to put this grease in the oven and get it out of my face, and then we'll get that sauced up there and plate it. Chicken is done. I'm going to real quickly just reheat this finishing sauce. I'm sitting back here for a few minutes. Get it back mixed up real good. We're going to pour it over top of this chicken. That's some good stuff right there. Smells good. You want that pretty hot when you put it on that chicken. That way it'll run off of it. It won't just sit there on it and you'll be eating a bunch of grease. Looks like it's gonna take a few more minutes than I thought. I'll turn that gas up. We'll get it going. You see it start bubbling, you know it's ready to pour. Well, I guess it's going to take a little longer than I thought. I talk slow, but sometimes I like to cook fast. And things just don't go as quickly as I want sometimes. So, alright, we'll be back in a minute. Got this finishing sauce here where it needs to be. So we're gonna get it on there. And I got some aluminum foil under here to catch what runs off. You can hear it popping. It's hot. Yeah. Now you can do the other side if you want to, but I might just that top side there. And I'm gonna eat that with some pickles I don't have no bread and butter pickles. I'm just going to use some regular koshers. Bread and butters go best with that. A little bit sweet. And I got a mess of collard greens. I'll go ahead and get me one of these. And that is crispy. That's some crispy chicken. And it's delish. Gonna be delish. And collard greens and fried Nashville hot chicken. It's dinner time. Peace out.